Atur anne melkut vegavora vegadula le'olam amen. Lilith, Lilith, Lilith. Raphael, we call you from the east and ask you to come and be with us. Lilith, Lilith, Lilith. Gabriel, we call you from the west and ask you to come and be with us. Lilith, Lilith, Lilith. Michael, we call you from the south and ask you to come and be with us. Neyama, Neyama, Neyama. Yodiel, we call you from the north and ask you to come and be with us. Pampajira, 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 Sandalphon, we call upon you to come from the depths and be with us. Omaraka, Omaraka, Omaraka. Metatron, we call you from the heights and ask you to be here with us. Noria, Noria, Noria. Hua, Archangel of Enlightenment, we call you from our hearts and ask you to come and be with us. I name this holy ground a sphere of light, a crossroads, a place where spirits dwell. We invoke Lilith, our mother, our goddess, queen of night, mother of all who are marginalized and subjugated. The queen of all, the queen who comes to us for transformation, the queen who moves within us. We ask you to be here with us, to fill this place with your presence. Wrap us in your dark wings. Show us your mercy, your compassion, and your severity, filling us with all that you are. We ask that you protect this place and everyone on this video. You protect this home and their home. You cover it in your wings and your dark lights to keep anything from harm, anyone from being harmed or have any difficulties. We ask that you call all spirits who wish to be here for the purpose of the Feast of the Blessed Dead. We ask that anything that is not of this purpose, you cast out, it must be gone and harm none. We do this in your name, Lilith. We do this in your presence. Lilith, Lilith, Lilith. We call on all spirits who wish to be here. We call on the spirits of the dead, the spirits of any beings who wish to come and partake. We light these candles as a beacon. We light these candles as a way for you to come and see, to be, and to join us. These candles have been prepared with herbs and flowers. That are special for the dead. I also invoke the spirit of this crystal skull, Ezekiel, to come, to be a conduit for the spirits. We welcome all who have come for this feast, who have come for this time of light and transformation. The veil is thin, and we call to you to be here with us, all under the auspices of our Mother Lilith. Lilith, as these spirits come, you know their intent. Protect all, guard all, including these spirits. But if any are here for ill intent, cast them out, push them away, no harm to them or any.
Lilith, Lilith, Lilith. Dark Mother, you are the primordial source. You who are the queen of liberation and transformation. Dark Mother, you are my source, my strength, and my refuge. I collected this earth from the cemetery to symbolize all the spirits in between. We ask you to bring your great right arm and to liberate all of these spirits that are in between and the lost. We ask that by the power of your transformation and clear light, that you guide them to their true purpose, to who they really are and who they are destined to become. Water being the symbol of Hesed, mercy. Mother Lilith, I extend this water as symbolic of your clear light into the abode of the dead, that you may rescue, save, and liberate all those who are in bondage. Abba, Ima, Kala, Mashiach, Ruach HaKodesh. Amen, amen, amen. Mother Lilith, I thank you for being the refuge of all those who are lost, forgotten, all of the transgressors who believe that they are forgotten and lost in darkness. We ask for you to liberate them. And we thank you for your liberation of us and our lives. We bless you and we praise your holy name. Amen, amen, amen.
Mother Lilith, I prepared these offering bowls for you ahead of time with herbs and flowers and incense and other items. I give to you alcohol as an offering for mercy. I give alcohol as an offering to you of severity. And I give it to you as an offering of compassion. Alcohol is like the fiery intelligence of our mother. And now I offer you water that has been blessed in your name. In mercy, in severity, and in compassion. Water is like the womb of our mother, where we transform. Then I offer you oil that has been blessed and consecrated to you. I offer this in mercy, in severity, and in compassion. In these three elements, I offer this to you because it is of you. It is a symbol of who you are as our mother of transformation, of enlightenment, of liberation. You gather those who are lost into you. You gather us together to find our way to be the best us, the us that is who we truly are, not according to society's rules, not according to what people think we should be, but who we really are. And you do this for us life after life as our mother. You are Shekinah, you are Sophia, you are Ima. We call to you to be this for these who have passed, these spirits that are disembodied and have no place to go. We ask you to be there for them, to give them strength, to give them peace, to give them transformation. We don't wish to force any being into anything, but we offer them the opportunity of enlightenment and liberation, the opportunity of a quick return, or staying, knowing that they have choice. All who are gathered for this ritual, focus on the spirits that are in this room. There are spirits everywhere around us, called to this place, outside of the room because there are too many, and some that are fearful because they do not know what is to come. These spirits are being held captive of their own fear, their own feeling of unworth, their feeling of not having a place to go. Lilith is the mother of the night who doesn't worry about the shadow. She doesn't worry about how things look. I call to her to give these beings her love, her compassion, her transformative power. As you think of these beings, think about the fact that they deserve love. Think about the fact that they deserve compassion, that they deserve to be who they wish to be, and that they can be who they wish to be. They do not need to be muddled in regret, in fear, but can transform. They can become who they are meant to be. Use your emotions, your energy to pour into this working, to give these spirits hope. And that's really the key. We know that as we have come to whatever deity we worship or whatever consciousness we gravitate to, it's all about seeing that we are part of this. We are part of something bigger. In this case, we look toward our mother Lilith, the queen of those who have been misjudged, the queen of those who have been marginalized, the queen who took back her power. When she was subjugated to a man, she said no. When she was subjugated to angels, she said no. When she was subjugated to cultures, she said no. I won't be what you want me to be. I will be who I am. And now we see her resurgence in this world, becoming who she really is, because people are seeing all aspects. We cannot put her in a box because she is more than just what we think. She is all light, all darkness. She is all in between. So Mother Lilith, I come to you asking you to touch these spirits, to give them hope. Let them see the vision of who they can be. Do the work that you've done in us and are doing in us to help us transform, to bring our enlightenment and liberation, to bring us to a place of choice, whether we incarnate and how we incarnate and what we do with that incarnation. So, Mother, I beg you, I ask you to use us as conduits to help these beings. Some of these spirits have gotten so stuck in what they thought they were in the life they just led. Some have been stuck in what people think they are or should be. You can see paper chains around their necks, chains that do not really bind, but they think they do. Help them to tear these away. I reach out to the spirits that are here and wish to be here. I reach out to you, giving you love, compassion, acceptance. I give you the spiritual evolution that our Mother Lilith can give so you can become what is next for you. Whatever that is, just know that you are worthy, that you can choose the light and the darkness. You can choose, and that is the point. All the spirits that are in this place. We can look toward the Gnostic myth called Pistis Sophia, of this being of great light and power, who gets distracted and falls into physical reality, trapped in the muck of what they think they are, what they think they are supposed to be. And parasitic beings called archons that are not enlightened prey upon her, taking her more of her light and more of her identity. At first, she cries out about how horrible these beings are. Then she cries out, demeaning herself, that she is to blame. And she does this 13 times, with the 13th being her realizing that she is not bad. And these beings are actually beings of transformation. And the answer is to let go of the muck, let go of the stuff, let go of what is holding her back from being who she really is. And she raises even higher and becomes more powerful and more light, more energy, more power. This is the story of all of us, the living, the dead, the non-physical beings. We think we are these bodies, these names, these situations, but we are not. Lilith has been called a goddess, a demon, a whore, a woman, a wife, a daughter. She's been called evil and good, light and dark. She's been called all kinds of things, but none of these are who she is. She's beyond all of this. These are attributes, just like ours are attributes. She is the mother. She is the darkness of night, yet the starry sky. There is brightness and darkness, just like all of us. So spirits that are here with us, I ask you to let go of what binds you. Choose. Choose to either come back, choose enlightenment, and join Lilith, or stay as your choice, not because you're bound, because you are not. Continue to give love and peace and compassion and acceptance. Think about spiritual evolution, souls transforming. Lilith, I ask that even after this ritual is done, that you touch the hearts and the minds and the souls of all these beings. They may not be incarnate, but they still have these things. They still have emotion. They still have thought. They still have a spiritual presence. And I ask you to transform them, guide them, bring them into you. We can think also of the story of the Pampajira and Kimbanda. Some spirits, the souls of women who were mistreated, but they stayed and they transformed and they became protectors. They became the spirit of those who have been broken, those who have been mistreated, those who need hope. And these beings are Lilith's children. These are Lilu and Lilin. So we call upon them to come and help guide these spirits. We ask that all are given choice. I also ask, Mother, that you give us choice to know who we are, to help us to transform, to be our true self, not what people tell us, but what we truly are. Lilith, 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 Lilith. As these spirits find themselves and find what they choose, we also ask that this world be given the same choice. That as we enter a new age, that this planet and all inhabitants be given this choice of being who they truly are and let go of all the things that hold us back. We have left the age of traditional Christianity, and we believe we are entering the age of the Mother. Lilith, we come to you to be our guide. We come to you to be the evolution of our species. We come to you to transform all. Any beings that are still in a place of fear, we give you hope, we give you love, we give you acceptance. We do not rush you. So choose as you can, as you will. This temple will be here for you, and Mother Lilith will be here for you. So we ask that transformation does not stop with this ritual, but continues. Lilith, we thank you for what you do, for being our queen and our mother, for being the spirit of transformation, for accepting all to you, because that's who you are. And we as your children are your hands and feet in this world. We thank you, praise you, and love you. As it is spoken, so it is done. Atoy Ranne Malkut, Vegavoda, Vegadula, Leolam, Amen. Noria. Blah. We release you back into our heart centers. We ask you to bring the energy of this transformation into us, to help us to transform ourselves as well as those around us. Omaraka. Metatron, we release you to the heights, asking you to take this energy and any of these souls that wish to go with you. Hambajira. Sandalphon, we release you to the depths, asking you to take this energy and any of these souls that wish to go with you. Neama. Uriel, we release you to the north, asking you to take this energy and any souls that wish to go with you. Lilitu. Mikiel, we release you to the south, asking you to take this energy with you and any souls that wish to go with you. Lilith. Gabriel, we release you to the west, asking you to take this energy and any souls who wish to go with you. Lilith. Raphael, we call to you and release you, asking you to take this energy and any of these souls who wish to go with you to the east. Mother Lilith, we thank you. We know that you are always with us, and we ask that you take any spirits that wish to go with you on their journey. We ask that you help us to transform, as I spoke before, because we want to be the best us, the most true us, your child, your children. We are Lilu and Lilin also. We are your children in bodies, and we wish to keep your energy alive in this world as you transform all. Thank you, praise you. Amen. Lilith, Lilith, Lilith. Okay. Thank you all for being here for this. We do a Feast of the Blessed Dead every October, usually closer to Samhain. But with this being our meeting night, we decided to do it early. We will do another ritual. All of us do rituals pretty much every day, actually. But we will do another one. I'm not sure what next month is going to be for us for this meeting, but we will have one and we'll put an announcement out. So I did want to open it up to any questions or anything anybody wanted to know. I know we work in a very specific way because of being Gnostic Kabbalists, but you know, it can be sort of adapted or connected to anything else that you may do.
So any questions or anything anyone wanted to discuss?
It's a really great ritual. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I know that, just as an aside, I know that a lot, some people working with Lilith have a difficulty with the idea of angels. And that's fine. Not saying everyone should work with angels. Just from our standpoint, since we're Kabbalists, we work with the tree of life and the tree of shadows. And those, are deity. In Jewish terms, they're aspects of God. For us, they are deities, which are aspects of God in their own way, but separate entities. They are also angels and dark forces. They are also planetary bodies and orders of entities. So we work with all of it. And, there's times we will use very dark entities. Sometimes we use very bright, and sometimes we use pretty much in between. It really depends on what we're trying to do. We do a sphere with 7 directions. That's because that's sort of the Gnostic Kabbalistic way to do it. Doesn't mean it's any better than if you do 4 corners or you do like a Druid, the paradigm of a tree, or you use, a well, a tree and such, or whatever you do. This is just the way, I've been taught. This is the way I do it because it's the tradition I came from, and it works the best for me. But it is based in Kabbalah. So that's the other reason for the 7. There are 7 separative construction or klipa of construction on the tree of life and the tree of shadows. And those are all of the spheres that are in creation. So 7, there's a reason for it. It's not just random for this. But again, whatever you do is cool. It's just the way we do it. Thank you. I see a couple comments. Oh, and this is a really, so Robin said thank you. And if I can move up my mouse, I'm using the touchpad, which I'm not that great at. Oh, wow. This time is really intense for Lilith astrologically, Libra Scorpio season, which is justice and transformation. Very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey said no questions, but thank you. And thank you from Jean. Thank you from Linda. So any questions or, and Jeff, thank you for letting us join, of course, anytime. And if you are interested, we do have a website. If you haven't checked it out, I'm going to type it in because it's Latin. And it means circle of the mother, or circle of the dark mother is actually our title, but I didn't want a URL that took 50 characters. So it's Circulus Matrum, circle of the mother. You're welcome, Joan, for this being your first time. You're welcome anytime. And Mary, you're welcome. If you want to get in touch, we do have the website, which has links to email. We have a Facebook group, which is closed because some people don't want others to see, but you are more than welcome to join. Just shoot me an email. And also, I am totally happy to answer any questions through email of anything I know. If I don't know, I'll tell you that. And we will put this up. We do have, as I said, a YouTube channel. I think this will be about a year of us putting things up there. So there are quite a few things. Oh, good question, Jean. So book club did the magic of food. And so asking any food sacred to Lilith. Pomegranates, just like Persephone.
Apples.
Yeah, the fruit, right? Bread and wine for different reasons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? There's also a spice that is specific.
Dittany of Crete.
Dittany
is
of
her
Crete
perfume.
is her perfume. Yes. Also, she does tend to like, I mean, this isn't food, but myrrh and things like that, copal. A lot of the deities that deal with darkness and death have very similar things they like. So really anything you would give, like Santa Morte is a lot of times marigolds. Some of the offerings I gave were marigolds. Poppies, they have hallucinogenic properties. There's just a lot of different things, but I would say food-wise, pomegranates and apples are really good. I know some people also give her red meat
Yeah.
because of her association with blood.
Red wine.
Red wine. And food-wise, trying to think other things I've given her. I give her fruits, apples a lot. I have not given her a lot of pomegranates, but I should.
I've given her dragon fruit.
Dragon
before.
fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything that really, lots of red, you're right, Jean. Red and black are the colors I associate most with her. Sometimes green, but green and purple I associate more with Hecate. You can't associate really any color. I know my friend Michael Herkus, who's an author, he associates pink with Lilith. I have no association with pink with Lilith, but he does, and he loves her. So cool. So it's really up for that. So Mary asked, strawberries. Yeah, really anything that is juicy and fruit is especially good. And that's because, she's associated with the garden. In Jewish myth, at some point, she is associated as the serpent that tempts Eve. So that fruit, is associated with Eve, but it's also associated with Lilith because she is supposedly the tempter. Other traditions, she is the vessel of it, but Samael is the rider, meaning the consciousness that actually does the tempting. Either way, I think it's pretty cool because if you think about it, the serpent is actually doing something that's needed. I know in traditional Christianity, they think the whole idea of Eve partaking is a giant sin, but really in Kabbalah, it's the first step to us becoming enlightened. We have to become individuals and separate from deity to then find our way back. And so Kabbalists will say what the serpent started, the Messiah or the Messiah, not the way Christians would think of Jesus, but the spirit of enlightenment finishes what the serpent started. And that's because both of those words in Hebrew share gematria, a numerical value. And because of that, they say they're related and that one starts it, the other finishes it. So the serpent is actually in most Gnostic and esoteric Kabbalistic traditions, it's the big hero of the story.
Yeah. I also like to take her sigil, and if I'm going to grow a plant, I'll put it down in the bottom of the plant and I'll grow a plant for her on her sigil that I'll use for her offerings.
Yeah, and she has a couple. So there's her normal sigil. There's another one I've seen that I don't use too much. And then there's the astrologic one that looks like sort of like the feminine sign, but it's a crescent moon instead at the top. Those are all symbols for her. Her name, of course, either in English or in Hebrew. If you happen to know a Sumerian, you can try that one too, because she, of course, was around pre-Judaic times. She is a goddess in Sumeria, Mesopotamia, Acadia, and Babylon. So really, she's more ancient than almost anything you can think of. So anything you can associate, she was actually associated with thunderstorms and things like that. So rainwater and sticks that have been broken off by a storm would be sacred to her in that sense. And she is known for sexuality, of course. There's the whole thing of Adam wanted to dominate her sexually. which, there's the whole thing of in Kabbalah, they didn't have bodies. So who knows what that exactly meant, but he wanted to dominate her. And she's like, no, I want to be on top. I want to be the one in control. And as well, she should. She's a force of her own. So sexuality is definitely associated with her. And the idea that, it's your choice what your sexuality is. No one can tell you. That's one of her, big things is she loves those who rebel against the status quo. So now that I've babbled, because I can talk about her forever, is there any other questions or anything else? Virginia said the sigil concept is genius. Yeah, Brandon and James are really good with, working with her like almost like in hoodoo.
Yeah.
Really good. I'm getting better at that, but I came from a very ritual magic Kabbalistic tradition. So I am, starting to do witches bottles, and we do a lot with candle magic with our rituals and herbs, but they are definitely better at constructing the more hoodoo-ish type stuff where, I did 20 years in a Kabbalistic tradition. So I'm slowly getting into more things and letting it grow. Because as I said, I really think Lilith cannot be put in a box. She does what she wants. And so I really believe that anything you want to do magically, she's up for.
Yeah, as long as the devotion in your heart's in the right place, she's game.
And I personally, I know there's people that use her for cursing. I don't. I usually, when there is something going on where I think somebody is hurting someone, my ritual is for Lilith to go give them her mercy, which is to transform them. And, sometimes that is a bumpy ride getting there. So, I personally don't do it as a curse. I do it as a go, have fun. Because I know my ride was a bumpy freaking ride. So
yeah, I know. When I want to curse someone with her, I say, please show them as much mercy as possible.
which in Kabbalah, mercy is unbridled energy. So that's like saying, go do whatever you want, but get them there,
But help them in the end.
And there are many different aspects of Lilith, Lilith being the most common name, Lilith being Sumerian, Lilith being one of the Hebrew spellings. Neama is said in Hebrew tradition to be a demoness, sometimes said to be her daughter or her sister. We actually see her based on Zohar as an aspect of Lilith, one that was physically incarnated. We also work with Agrat Bet-Malat, Aishin Zunanim, Pampajira, which is Kimbanda, but they say that Lilith is their queen and Neama is their mother. So, definitely in the wheelhouse of Lilith. And there's many, many more aspects that you can use. Some of them more dark and hostile, and some of them more bright and compassionate. And as I said, I could go on and on forever. So when it comes to Lilith, any other questions, anything anybody wanted to say or before we go? Okay, well, thank you so much for being here and giving your energy to this. And we will be doing something again next month. We do rituals maybe 3-4 times a year for the public. Once we get back to Witch Lab, we may be going back to once a month with a study once a month and a ritual once a month. But that's for next year, once we get back. But I will video all of it. So thank you. If you have any questions or comments or anything, please reach out. And, take care. Blessings. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.